Waco, and so all of our lights are flickering. So
Damn.
this ought to be this ought to be fun. All right, we're doing this. We actually convinced Tej to review Black Adam. Welcome to the One Take Podcast, episode 127. We are that you heard it there, Heard it there first, folks. If I could talk, we are reviewing the generational lies told by The Rock himself, Black Adam, a cinematic wonder and achievement, according to some on the internet. Welcome in. How do we feel? How do we feel after having watched what has redefined the superhero genre?
I feel lied to.
Tej, this redefined the superhero genre.
I knew that he was lying to me, but after having experienced the film, he's already perfectly fit to run for the Republican nomination because he told those lies effortlessly with no shame. With no shame.
Absolutely zero fact checking.
This shit has a 90% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
That is really shocking. I did not know that.
Let's talk about
I feel terrible for our country, honestly.
I feel bad for our country, but this is incredible content.
Oh, that's amazing.
Let's see. Black Adam. Let's get into it. 2022 came out this weekend. This past weekend, PG-13. The Rock had another lie where he went on and said this movie was going to be rated R, but we had to cut out a bunch of stuff out of it. Was it ever going to be rated? I mean, DC doesn't seem to have a problem with that, but was it?
I mean,
I
don't even know if that would make it better, honestly. Like, that's not the
problem. No, it's not, but I just simply do not believe it. 7.1 on IMDb, so we know the DC fans are lying again. They're out here lying
their
again.
asses off, man.
Number one rated over popularity movie on this website, currently trending nearly 5,000 years after he was bestowed with the almighty powers of the Egyptian gods and imprisoned just as quickly. Black Adam is freed from his earthly tomb, ready to unleash his unique form of justice on the modern world. Has a 41 Metascore, directed by I'm gonna completely butcher this. Yame Colette Sarah, written by Adam Sitskill, Rory Haynes, and good Lord, I'm so sorry to these people for just butchering your names. So Rob No Shirvani. Oh my God, this was terrible by me. The resident,
homework, man.
Yeah, I know exactly. The resident redneck on this podcast: Dwayne Johnson, Aldous Hodge, Pierce Brosnan, Noah Centineo, getting out of that 360 deal with Netflix.
Who is Noah Centineo?
A lot.
Yeah,
he's a Netflix rom-com superstar.
He played the Mindbender dude or the
Adam Smasher.
I got it.
Quintessa Swindell, also a Cyclone.
Before.
Yeah. So that is the Justice Society.
A thing that we definitely wanted a movie about, and we all care about, and will remember for a long time.
The thing that I had definitely heard of and definitely knew that there was both a Justice Society and a Justice League. That's definitely a thing that we knew. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big comic book guys here.
Yeah, absolutely. So this movie has a 30. This is also, of course, produced by The Rock. This has a 39% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics and a 90% from the audience.
The critics are right, 90, by the way.
90%, bro?
Look, you know what's funny is that everybody likes to talk about Marvel stans and Marvel fans about hyping up movies that aren't good.
Yeah, this is nasty.
DC fans are ride or die for everything that they put out. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, they cannot be beaten, like ruin the Oscars because they rose so hard for Zack Snyder.
We literally do not talk about that enough. That's insane.
They ruined the Oscars.
They ruined the Oscars. That was the only bad thing that happened that night.
Best movie moment of all time was them spamming the vote and putting a literal Criminals 1 scene from that Justice League movie that didn't even come out in theaters.
That was so nasty, bro.
These people made the Oscars stop and recognize Ezra Miller's scene in a movie that
Because
didn't even come
of
out
the
in
slap,
theaters.
it did not get recognized. How awful of a moment that was for America, because everybody was talking about the slap. We should have been talking about the the Snyder Cut and the Dawn movie making it to the fucking Oscars even for 5 seconds was a insult to American cinema.
Oh, they also did the zombie movie, right?
Yeah, they did the Snyder Cut and they did Break of the what is Dawn
Army
of
of
the
the
Dead.
Dead.
Army of the Dead.
They
did both of them.
That's insane. 39% from critics. Black Adam may end up pointing the way to an exciting future for DC films, but as a standalone experience, it's a widely uneven letdown. That is the critics' consensus. Got to talk about the box office.
That person think that it's pointing the way towards anything fun. Why do they believe that?
Yeah, why would you believe that?
Because
I literally don't know where that comes from.
Because Superman shows up at the end. Sorry. For spoiler alert for news that's been out for like 12 years.
The Rock has been saying this for himself everywhere he goes for about
He's
a month
literally
now.
not even he's
not even trying to
go.
keep secrets.
He's like, yeah, Henry Cavill's supposed to be at the at Comic-Con because he's in my movie. Like, shut up. Shut up.
Everybody else has to shut up, but they're not going to tell The Rock what he can say, and he's a producer, so they're just like, guess everybody's going to know about what our post-credit scene is going to be.
Sorry to Got It Dev on TTV in the chat for spoiling this thing that's been spoiled for 17 years at this point. But
there's so many Screen Rant articles about it. Not to blow up your spot, Dex. It's just that's what it is.
I saw the actual end credit scene 2 weeks before the movie dropped. I literally saw it leaked on the internet, and if it was a Marvel post credit scene, I would be like, I'm staying away from that shit. But at that time, I had no plans to actually watch Black Adam, so I clicked that post credit scene and said, "Yeah, that was pretty predictable." And The Rock's been saying that's going to happen. And then I went about my day.
My thing is though, like, why do people care? Like, why does Henry Cavill move y'all like that? Like, those movies aren't good.
Bro,
we literally just had like 10 people drop off the stream after I ruined that. So like, I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah. So if you're mad at me for that, that's literally been out.
Guys, The Rock has been saying this literally in the press. I promise you, we are not the first people to make that public. The Rock has not been trying to hide that at all.
And also, if you're listening to a podcast about Black Adam, hopefully you've seen Black Adam. But if not, a lot of people have seen this movie already. $142 million this weekend at the worldwide box office. Interesting split, 67 domestic in the United States, 75 international. Again, The Rock is quite literally the biggest movie star on the planet outside of Tom Cruise. So that's to be expected
Cruise when it comes to box office success in 2022. But no one is. So.
Right. So, but in comparison, it is interesting because like people go back and forth on that last Thor film. Didn't that make like $300 million its first weekend?
I don't know if it made that much, but I know it made way more than this.
I have seen the Thor haters, the Thor Love and Thunder haters, jumping up and down about how Black Adam is good. I have seen it with my own eyes. And I just want to tell you guys that I see you, and you're not fooling anyone. And it is very nasty behavior that you are exhibiting by doing that. Because I'm not saying you have to like Thor Love and Thunder. But if you don't like Thor Love and Thunder, and you are a Black Adam defender, I'm watching your timeline.
It's a weird thing to compare because it's like saying Black Adam is good because Thor Love and Thunder is bad. It's like a weird comparison to make.
You can't do it. It doesn't make sense.
Or vice versa, that Thor Love and Thunder is good because no, it's not even the same thing.
Yeah,
One's a
I
comedy
think
film.
Thor
f-
made in America in its opening weekend, what Black Adam made worldwide. So
To be
Ah.
fair, you have to give Thor a little bit of grace because Thor came right before the genre was redefined by Black Adam. So we have to look at
Oh,
it
right.
under
the
different
OG
circumstances.
Thor. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not. See, my third eye hasn't been open to the redefined genre. Sorry, I haven't expanded
Let's
my
get
brain.
into these reviews, man. Because
My
I need
galaxy.
to.
I'm not galaxy brain enough. Sorry. Okay, sorry. We're just keep going.
I need to shit on this movie. I'm sorry. I have to.
This is why we get bad reviews on these websites, is because we're just, oh man. Anyway,
Hey, we
but
have
yeah.
a 90% audience score, so I'll take it, guys. I'll take it.
All right, yeah, Dex, go ahead, man. Give your review.
This movie is the most mediocre, meaningless waste of time ever. Like, it was 2 hours and 5 minutes of The Rock being like, huh, human emotion is weird, and then like killing people, and that was it. Like, I got all of that in the trailer. Like, there was nothing in this movie that wasn't already in the trailer, and it's just fine. There's nothing good or memorable or like unique about it at all. It's the most average, stupid superhero movie ever. It felt like it got made in like 2004. Like, I don't know why a 90% audience score. Like, how? The kid annoyed the fuck out of me. The mom annoyed me even more than the kid, honestly, because I always hate that trope of it being like, the fate of the world is on the line. We're talking about, unleashing,
Literal hell.
1,000-year-old devil magic from literal hell. Yeah, but I'm gonna give the bad guy what he wants because I need my son. Lady, fuck your son. It's not about you right now.
The fate of the world actually wasn't really on the line, though, because that villain who we were supposed to be scared of put up about a 3-point performance. He got his ass whooped. He didn't do shit.
It was the shortest boss fight I've ever seen.
He was awful.
Yeah, the villain stunk. They didn't do enough to like make him interesting or give him a cause or anything. He's just over here trying to ruin things, I guess. They made Mo Amer not funny. They found a way to make Mo not funny. That's one of the funniest people working right now, and he was nothing. I had like 2 chuckles the entire time he was talking. Somebody said he was Jack Blackish, and I was like, damn, they really like made this man into a knockoff Jack Black for this movie.
Oh, was
And
he the
wasn't
brother
funny at
Muhammad
all. Yeah.
Amir?
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Houston's Own. I forgot to mention you in the cast as well, but he was
Yeah. H-Town's
her
own.
brother.
And he wasn't funny. Like, I don't know how they pulled that off. The whole Hawkman thing stunk. Like, they had to make him the wet blanket, which, like, I guess I get if you're trying to do the whole like heroes and villains thing, but it just didn't work. It came off. He doesn't have the charisma for that. He just not like impressive or cool enough for that. I hated this movie because it's just so mediocre.
Here's the thing, man. We don't know these people. They came into the movie. They're like, "Hey, Hawkman, right?" And you're like, "Fuck, what?"
Yeah, Dr. Fate. That's a thing you know about.
I knew about
And-
Dr. Fate, but I didn't know about the other 3 at all. But I did know about Dr. Fate.
And
mean,
the big
they're probably
problem
being-
for me,
Go ahead.
and we touched on Henry Cavill a little bit already. Well, we're spoiling this again. We're going to keep doing this. We touched on Henry Cavill already, but like the whole crux of this movie is that, heroes are not supposed to kill people. That's bad. That makes Black Adam an anti-hero. He does more than the real heroes because he actually kills and protects us from things, because regular heroes won't kill. And then you have Henry Cavill show up at the end, who we've literally seen kill people already. Like, what are we doing? How is he different? What is the difference?
Hey, this
Like-
is The Rock's two good guys with a gun argument.
Are you trying to say that Henry Cavill is White Adam? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, he is White Adam. Like, why did we do this whole thing? Like, they're the biggest superheroes in your universe, Batman and Superman. We literally saw kill people all the time. Like, what? You can't make a movie about killing people being bad and then have fucking Batman and Superman posters all over this kid's walls in his house, like they're just like the greatest heroes of all time. And then you try and tell me, oh, heroes don't kill people. Fuck out of here.
Sir, why do you have these serial killers on your wall?
Fuck this movie. C-, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, they want to act like we didn't see the director's cut of Batman versus Superman, where Ben Affleck literally shoots a guy in the chest.
Hey, that was a dream sequence, guys. That was not real. That was not the real Batman.
Remember when he busted through the floor of that thing and put those guys through the ceiling?
I fucking
put them in the figure four, like sure.
Zack Snyder was out here doing like DVD commentaries and shit where he's like, I wanted to make it indirect, where like they definitely die, but you know, Batman isn't killing them. You know, he shoots the car and the car blows up, and that's what kills them. He didn't kill
car
them.
blowing up.
At least 20 of those school shooters in the latest Batman film definitely died from their injuries. Facts, bros. It's like there's no way that Batman didn't kill a lot of people in that film. There's no way.
Like we've done this already. We know, like heroes kill people sometimes.
Guys,
cool.
Superman flew through an entire city.
This man like was having a fucking Dragon Ball fight with fucking General Zod, and then he just snapped his neck at the end of the movie. Like we saw that. Like we did this already. Heroes kill people sometimes. We know.
Tej, go ahead.
I'm gonna agree with Dex's grade. I gave it a C- as well. It's not that the movie is bad, and it's not that there aren't some scenes that I was like, I'm kind of into, but the first 30 minutes, I was incredibly bored, and I said, I will never forgive Dex and Royden for making me watch this shit. The first 30 minutes, I was bored to tears, bro. This 30-minute setup of this film, I said, shoot me in the head. So much of it did not make sense. There's these fucking crown that you're supposed to worry about because it's going to bring about the nuclear apocalypse or some shit. Okay, cool. I understand. The crown is bad, and the crown is going to bring evil. They have this crown. It's not destroyed for some reason, and they're just hiding it for thousands upon thousands of years. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Why
They're
don't we
throwing
just
this shit around like it's an old shoe. They don't give a fuck about this thing.
The bad guys show up in the beginning of the movie to take the crown, and they literally have one of the bad guys says, don't shoot the crown. If the crown could be hit by bullets and hurt, why does the crown still exist? It's like, what? Just to destroy it. If we can shoot the crown and some harm will come to the crown, we could have literally just shot the crown like 5,000 years ago or whenever gunpowder was invented. Like, what are we? I just, there's so much in this movie that doesn't make any sense. But then the Justice Society shows up and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. Even though, you know, I want to give respect to Dr. Fate, and I'm going to give respect to the people who played the Justice Society because they saved this film.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan was in his bag. I'll give him
Brosnan that. Was amazing. Hawkman was amazing.
Oh, buddy, I disagree.
I'm talking about the performance. I'm not talking about like Hawkman. But if you're going to like, Black Adam is basically Black Superman. He is a god. He is impenetrable. He barely gets touched in this whole film. And you telling me that Waller sent a girl that can make a cyclone, DC Ant-Man, and Hawkman, who is basically Falcon, to deal with a guy that doesn't make any sense. Hawkman went out sad this entire movie. Boy, he went like 0-8 in fights. He was getting his ass whooped by everyone.
And he kept picking fights.
He kept picking fights
all the time.
And he had a stern growl and a stern look like, oh, we're going to have to fight this out. Bro, you are a Hawk and you want to fight Black Adam? Like, what do you hope to accomplish here? So I didn't really understand that. But those are the only... when you have the first face off with the Justice Society versus Black Adam, even though you know Black Adam is like the strongest man alive from the first scene where he literally defeats the whole army, it's weird that these are the people that we sent when we now know that she had Superman available and just waiting. Also, I'm not a big Superman fan. I'm fine with Cavill. He's a good actor. Those movies don't do anything for me because I generally don't like Superman movies. I think that he's too much power. So having black Superman doesn't really do much for me, and having black Superman versus white Superman does next to nothing for me. So that didn't help me any. It's not that the movie is like particularly bad, but certain things don't make sense, and it's just like certain parts. It's like, why are we doing this? It felt like the whole point of the movie is like, is Black Adam a hero or an anti-hero? One, I definitely don't care about which one that he is. I know that he is a villain to Shazam. I would have much more enjoyed that this character be incorporated into into DC by being the villain of Shazam 2, which is coming out. That would have been much more interesting to me than like, is he a hero? Is he not? Ooh, he destroys the throne at the end because he actually rejects this throne. Like, I just don't care about that. And my biggest problem is you are building this movie around The Rock. He is not the best actor, but he is maybe one of the most charismatic people that we have to put on a movie screen and make the star of your movie. Yep. And you make him in a coma for 5,000 years to where he gets out and he doesn't really understand what's going on. And he says like 8 lines in the whole movie. To me, that is stupid because there were lines that were given to other people that should have been given to Black Adam. For example, the kid that does this speech at the end of like, yeah, let's all get together. He throws up his Rockefeller sign, and now everybody wants to fight these skeletons. I
couldn't think of anything else than the Rockefeller
What the fuck was that? First of all, no disrespect. That child actor is one of the worst child actors I have ever seen in a blockbuster. Ever. Every time he spoke, I was annoyed.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
And I thought we were past the era of bad child actors. In the 90s and the early 2000s, we had to deal with some shitty child actors. But we know now that there are kids out there that are him and her. They will come out on the screen and they will add to your movie, not just stand there or not distract from the movie.
Literally, go grab any British child.
Facts. Where'd they get this kid from? He was awful, and it's just weird to me that it would have made more sense if the person who was motivating the common people, the message of like, oh, the real superheroes are the real people. Okay, cool. We can run with that. But why not have Black Adam do that motivation? Why have this stupid kid do it? And then those skeletons were like the Oklahoma Sooners defense. They didn't kill anyone. There were random elderly people and kids beating the shit out of those skeletons. And I was like, why do we have these skeletons here? They're not scary at all. And like these things are not even trying to put up a fight. I didn't see no kids die. I didn't see no elderly ladies get slapped. There was no sense of danger when the little skeletons showed up from hell. These things were literally from hell. They should have came and beat the shit out of those regular citizens. The regular citizens were beating them up with random items they found around the world, like random skateboards.
Skateboard. I was gonna say,
if I can beat you with a skateboard and you can't even put a finger on me, the skeletons are not scary enough. There's just so much of this movie that's just weird. There's some cool set pieces. Black Adam has too much power, so really nothing that he did was cool to me. But Hawkman was pretty cool. Not that he could fight against Black Adam or the Devil's champion either. He got his ass whooped in those fights. But what's his face did a great job. Pierce Brosnan, I thought, stole the show. I just thought he was so cool, and it was great to see him there. And of course, they kill him, which was weird because why? I was really enjoying
he don't want to be here. What the fuck?
But I'm sure he's just like, all right, guys, I'm not doing this again. But
I'm
like,
good. Thanks, y'all.
He was great. It's a C- movie, man. It's not something I'm gonna ever watch again. Right. I don't necessarily care to watch him beat up Superman or get beat up by Superman. And hopefully, y'all won't try to make me review the Black Adam versus White Adam mid-off.
Two black, two Adam.
It's two black, two Adam.
Superman, the race wars.
I'm much more excited about Shazam and Aquaman and Peacekeeper season 2. Those are the DC projects that have gained some ground with me. I don't necessarily care about Black Adam, but of course they made a lot of money and people like the movie. So I guess mission accomplished on that front. But this didn't need to exist. I mean, it exists to make money, and that's it. There's nothing really great about it. I won't really remember anything about it. I'll get back to my Marvel fanboying now. I gave it a C-.
I thought I was gonna be lower on this than you. Yeah, I'm at a C- too. I thought that for the majority of the film, I'm gonna give it a little praise. For the majority of the film, it looked really good. For most of it, we've seen a lot of people will say, "Oh, the CGI." Like for the majority of the film, like there's been some problems with like, regardless if you want to talk about it or not, there's been some problems with like Marvel CGI over the past few years. Like there's been stories about how it's been rushed. There's some terrible crunch going on and they're just spread too thin. For the majority of this, it looked, I would say, pretty decent. The skeletons looked terrible. I will say that. That looked, that shit was awful. That looked like something from like the first Evil Dead movie or something like that, but worse. And it was, that part made no sense.
There were a couple of like little CGI set piece things that kind of annoyed me. Like when he was just kind of quick flashing around, it felt like watching like a video game, like QuickTime event.
I was gonna say there's a couple of times here that was like, am I watching a video game cutscene? Like the fight in the apartment for no apparent reason.
That was so stupid.
Like,
why are we doing this?
You're right about The Rock not having like a ton, besides being OP to do. I appreciate him for trying something maybe a little different than what we're used to. Now I know that's not why people come to watch The Rock. You want him to do the eyebrow and do the thing, and
the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
if The Rock came out of there with those superpowers, but he was actually The Rock, I would have enjoyed this movie at least a little bit more.
I mean, if he would have delivered one "shut up, bitch," this thing would have.
This thing could have taken over the.
Yeah, I would have given it.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
So if he would have delivered one of those, I think it would have been like a B+ at best. But I do appreciate him for trying to like do a little bit. They made more jokes in this than I think had been in DC movies past, which the Disneyfication of my DC product. But
how many jokes are on the Snyder Cut? Are there any jokes in the Snyder Cut?
No. Like 10 in like a 3-hour movie.
Couldn't tell you. I don't remember shit about that.
4-hour movie.
Not liking it.
I think The Rock was kind of in on the joke. I think he got a lot of it, to be completely honest. Now, I'm not sure everyone in the cast was in on the joke. I've seen people say that, hey, this movie is campy and you just don't understand the camp. It is campy, but not in the way that they were trying to do. Like, there's a way to do camp where things purposely look bad. And
yeah, also being campy doesn't mean it's good. Like,
right?
Just because something is campy doesn't mean that it's automatically good. Just like something being unique or new or creative doesn't mean it's good. They can still be bad and be those things.
No, I thought it was I didn't think it was long or anything. Y'all have heard me complain on this podcast if you're going to listen for a long time about the length of movies and yada yada yada. I didn't think it was like overly long or anything. I did think it was weirdly paced at times. Like a lot of quick cuts and stuff. The editing was kind of all over the place for me for some of these scenes, especially ones that were static, just actual conversations were kind of weird. Let's see, where was it going? Some of the things that I found funny, I kind of appreciated him just kind of floating around and killing people instead of like flying. He was just kind of like hovering towards people. I found that actually really funny. I was like, that's pretty good. But yeah, TJ, I gotta disagree with you. I thought Aldous Hodge was actively bad.
Really?
I thought he was actively bad in this. I think that Pierce Brosnan and The Rock kind of understood what they were going for as far as like the campiness of it. And he was like, I'm going to do that plus 1,000.
He was so serious.
It was plus 1,000. He turned it up to 11 on everything that he did. When he's like, look, just go back and if you ever look at it again,
no,
his eyes are this big in his helmet. No, like he's just like, all right, bro, we're here. We need to go here. And I just thought, man, at times he was not good. And I don't like I enjoy Aldous Hodge and most of the things that he does. He's never really ruined anything. He didn't ruin this or anything for me, but I just think he was good. Also, he was
real
picking
quick
fights for no reason.
For homeboy in the chat, Symbian talking about Terrifier 2. I'm sure it's great. I will literally never watch that movie.
What's
Sorry.
That is what shout out to Levi, is one of my coworkers. He there's a movie, quick pause break, called Terrifier 2. That is like basically a crowdfunded movie, and it's obviously a sequel to a cult film, Terrifier 1, that it is apparently just one of the wildest
fucked up.
Yeah,
I need to watch this shit. Now he's speaking my language. I need to watch this.
Yeah,
it's,
so
it might be for you. It ain't gonna be for me.
I keep telling him.
I need to watch it.
I keep telling him, hey, buddy, I appreciate you for bringing this to our attention. Never gonna watch that.
Nope,
guys, that needs to be our next film. I think that he needs to listen to our listeners.
You can do it.
He is a fan of this podcast, and I think that he will listen. And it's just going to be me and Levi on the pod talking about Terrifier 2. It needs to be that. That sounds perfect.
But it's an interesting story. Go ahead.
If y'all want to go ahead and do a little mini episode on your own, you know what I'm saying? I'm with that.
We're podding for 4 hours about scene by scene breakdown of Terrifier 2 4-hour pod.
Hey, y'all can pod as long as you want to. All I'm saying is I'm not gonna be there.
As
for me and my house, we will not.
I am on my Magic Johnson. I'm not gonna be here.
So yeah, and that's just quick break. That's like a crowdfunded movie that is now kind of like Barbarian, but costs way less money. Has made millions and millions of dollars over the course of a couple of weekends now. It's really crazy.
Damn.
And apparently it's like gory to the point that like people cannot handle it. Yeah, people are throwing up.
I need this in my life.
Leaving the movie theater. Like it's one of those where it's just fucked up.
Yeah. So Terrifier 2. So shout out to Levi for and the first one is free, I think, on Freebie or two. Yeah, Freebie, I think. So yeah, quick recommendation if you love horror movies. Anyway, back to Black Adam. Let's see. No, I think the introducing of the Justice Society with like literally no warning whatsoever to the audience. I talked about it a little bit, but it's like, we're the Justice Society. It's like,
the what?
I was like, wait, when they first said that, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke playing on the Justice League, and they were just trying to make up a name for themselves. I thought it was a joke, and then I realized, oh, that's not a joke. There is a such thing as the Justice Society. I just had never heard of them. So it wasn't for me. But I literally thought it was a joke at first, and it wasn't.
Yeah, DC has this problem where they're just like, we're just gonna throw characters in here constantly. We got to catch up to Marvel. We got to have team ups and crossovers. Here's 18 different characters who all have to be introduced right now in this one movie.
I mean, I don't know about the whole catch up to Marvel thing at this point, I think, but they're definitely trying. Then this is the problem that we have with the direction of DC, and we've talked about it ad nauseum on this podcast, is that like, what are we doing? Because obviously, like, spoiler it again, you're bringing back Cavill. And obviously Amanda Waller is still here, who has now crossed over a couple of generations of different Suicide Squad properties.
Checks, brother.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Viola Davis is just everywhere.
Shout out. Yeah, getting her money. And then, TJ, I don't know if you noticed, that same woman from Peacemaker is in here as well.
Yeah, isn't she the one who puts them in the underground tanker or some shit like that? Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, so obviously we're trying to cross some of these properties over.
But why?
But how?
Well, because we need to have Superman fight Black Superman. Everybody knows that. So that's what America wants. That's what America wants. So
is it?
Who cares how you get there? Apparently,
yeah. 90%.
But people want to see this. And the little spoiler clip I saw that was obviously in some advanced screening of this film, the applause when Cavill walked onto the screen was loud as hell. People went crazy when he walked out of there. They didn't do that in my theater.
I'd like
They
to
didn't
see
do
some
that.
continuity of a Superman. Could they have recast and just done it again? Sure, why not? I'd like to. He seems to be dedicated to this character. Obviously, he's
And those checks.
yeah. I mean, but he doesn't seem to care about that. He like plays video games and does the Witcher series and doesn't give a shit. Like he seems to actually really like this character, this Superman character, and would like another go at it.
I would like him to pop back up in a Mission Impossible movie. That was fucking awesome when Superman just.
I mean,
he got a
hook through the head. I think he's dead.
Well, we can bring him back. It's okay. But seeing
Yeah.
Superman in the bathroom with Tom Cruise was not something I thought I needed in my life until I realized I needed it in my life.
You know, don't they make the like freaky realistic mask and shit? Yeah, just have someone dressed up as Henry Cavill, and then we're good.
He grew a pocket. It was great cinema. It was incredible cinema.
How are
Classic
you?
film.
How they double as Henry Cavill when Henry Cavill's like literally like this, like built like a rectangle. How are you? You're 185 pounds. How do you Henry Cavill?
But yeah, I just don't. Why do people care about like the Henry Cavill Superman? I don't get it. Like
Do y'all have an affinity for the Cavill Superman films? Because people
No.
really like. People
I like
really
Man of
like Man of Steel. People
I
really
did.
like that movie.
That
I
was
don't
3
really like
movies
it.
ago.
No, so like
Like we've already seen more Superman movies from him. He died in one of them. He came back. Like
that was ass, and you know it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, so why do we care at this point? Like, what are we looking forward to? What's
One of our old guests, Hussein, says Man of Steel is the second best comic book movie to ever be made. People actually really, really enjoy.
I mean,
that
that's Hussein has bad takes on multiple
that,
movies.
We know that. He also doesn't like Terminator 2, but he likes Man of Steel. To me, is weird. I thought Man of Steel was fine for a Superman movie, but I also don't have any Superman movies that I love because I don't have any love for the character of Superman, even when I was a kid. So I don't. They'd have to make something super amazing for me to care about a Superman movie.
I don't have any love for this version of the Superman character. I feel like if they made Superman, actually feel heroic instead of feeling like it's a question about the power of gods and shit like that. Like, I don't care about all that.
They've made Superman movies in the animated space, in which DC animated continues to reign supreme, and they're all on HBO Max, by the way, which is kind of like, to me, carries that almost outside of the literal HBO stuff, but like carries the DC thing. The animated DC stuff is superior to everything.
That's how I know who Dr. Fate was, because they make fun of him all the time on the Harley Quinn show. Like, that's how I knew all the stuff about the helmet. If you touch the helmet, because on the Harley Quinn show they make fun of that shit all the time.
So like they've put him in situations that he has to make these moral choices, and it is really interesting to see a character with immense power have to go through those things. But in these movies, they haven't done that. They haven't followed any of those storylines. So I'd be interested to see if they could take better lines from the thing. Look, sorry if this offends. The reason this stinks is because it was put in the hands of Zack Snyder, and
yeah, it was.
And we went in an opposite direction of anything that we needed to go in, and it was rushed and it was hurried, and honestly, there was tragedy thrown in there too. So that's part of the whole entire story, but it didn't start off on a great foot. So
to me, honestly, Zack Snyder just has like bad ideas about superheroes and doesn't really know like what makes superheroes interesting, and so all of his superhero movies.
Our good friend Rascal is going to be screaming in his car when he's listening to this.
Hey,
Rascal. Absolutely, Rascal is going to.
Zack Snyder stinks. I'm sorry, brother.
He does.
Stinks. He is absolute huff.
Wait, did y'all not see like the Zack Snyder elements in the beginning of this film too? Like it looked like 300.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. I definitely noticed it, and like I wrote about that when I wrote my review on apollohq.com. Go check it out. But yeah, I wrote they don't like DC doesn't know what superheroes are or like what makes them cool or anything like that, and that's partially Zack Snyder's fault. He set that whole thing up. Like he made that decision with Superman to like kind of take it away from all the actually cool stuff about Superman and just make it.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah. All right. So, me personally, I don't give a fuck if the Henry Cavill Superman character comes back. Like, Man of Steel is like, it's okay. It's pretty good. It's better than this, obviously, but like Batman v Superman stunk, Justice League stunk. And I don't care about the character anymore.
If Justice League is bad, which we all agree that it's bad, and Batman v Superman is historically bad, which we all agree is bad, why does anyone have any faith that a Black Adam and Superman movie would be good? I literally don't understand. Where does the faith come from? It's not even like Black Adam is amazing and we got this amazing director, so he's going to make now, we have faith that he's going to make a good Batman and Black Adam movie. I don't know where that comes from. I have no idea.
The Rock.
Hey, yeah, apparently everyone loves The Rock. I mean, I love The Rock. Don't get me
I love
wrong,
The Rock. We're going to talk about.
Me too.
I'm going to throw
He's
this
great.
in here. We're going to talk about our favorite Rock films here in a little bit. But what I can say.
Oh, Royden's lights went out. Big DC has finally shut us down. There were too many jokes about Superman. Okay, you're back, Royden. There you go.
Big DC got me. Big Warner Bros.
Y'all will not take this away from us. We need this film to survive.
Can y'all tell me what y'all thought the coolest scene of the movie was? Like, when did you be like, oh, okay, that was pretty cool? What scene gave you that feeling when you were watching this?
Yeah, but Royden,
was it the Kanye? Oh, I was gonna say.
Oh, the black skinhead. Oh wait, was that black
no?
skinhead?
It was Power.
Oh, Power. That's right.
That was stupid, but I was kind of like, yeah, hell yeah. I was gonna say it feels like that The Rock, we're going to talk about our favorite movies, and obviously this probably isn't going to be one of them, and he's made this sort of name for himself for literally being this larger than life persona and person, and it feels like he should have been a superhero a long time ago.
Yeah,
because if we had anybody as close in real life to an actual superhero, it would be the fucking Rock. Like, he's literally like the biggest person on, I don't know. He's just the biggest name, celebrity, likeness, literal person on earth. And so for this to be the character that I wanted to do and I wanted to, take in this direction is weird, because like for me, it would be better for just like as an acting choice. He doesn't have to make acting choices. He's The Rock. What am I talking about? But like as an acting choice, to be a literal villain or to be a straight up hero, like, the gray area doesn't work for The Rock. I appreciate that they tried it, because it's like I say, it's something different than he's done this entire time. Like the Fast and the Furious movies, he literally can't be punched like a number of times. It's like in his contract. He can't lose a fight. You know what I mean? So for him to be like, yeah, I'm killing people and I don't care, and like, okay, I think it's an interesting choice. But I would have preferred, like, if he was an actual villain, like, ooh, now we're cooking a little here.
I don't know right now how much you cared about WWE back in the day, but like we've seen The Rock go full heel like in WWE. It's amazing. He's great at it. He can do that. I
love that. Or
like,
make him a hero, but just this whole middle ground doesn't really suit what he can do in terms of his acting. And I would have been much cooler if he's a villain, and I'm sure that's what he's going to be in the Superman movie. So I can understand why that makes people more.
I guarantee you it's not. I guarantee you it's not.
If he's not the villain of a Superman movie, that don't make the movie. What are they going to do? Make Superman the bad guy?
First they fight, then they're friends. That's how the movie works.
That's literally what we did with Batman versus Superman. They can't do that again. They literally can't do that again.
The Rock will not be a bad
also
guy. Martha.
You think The Rock is like, obviously he has a lot of say. This is why he didn't lose literally one fight in this film. I'm sure that was The Rock saying, I'm not losing any fucking fights. I'm going to fight Superman. How can I lose a fight to these bumps? So I understand that. But he has to be the villain for the movie to be good. Like, Cavill's not going to be the villain. I guess Cavill was kind of the villain of Batman v Superman for a second. That movie doesn't really have a villain. I don't know who the fucking villain is in that film. I don't know what the fuck they were doing with that film. So I don't.
Yeah, like
The Rock's gonna be a good guy against Superman.
yeah, weird.
People
Jesse
don't care about Black
Eisenberg
Adam.
was the,
People care
the
about
villain of that
Superman.
movie, but like it didn't really work. I don't know. Like maybe they try and do the same thing, but make Amanda Waller the Lex Luthor this time, like that has them fighting.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what they would do because like if you do the whole like you know, you shouldn't kill people, that's bad thing. Like we just did that with this movie. Like so I don't know how you do it again. I don't know what they would do in a Black Adam versus Superman movie, honestly,
That's
like how they would make
nasty.
that work.
Yeah, it also just doesn't make a lot of sense, like narratively. Like we don't have to get into that, but they're like, stay. I love how they're like, hey, superhuman, stay in this like country.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
stay
just
there.
here.
That's
Just
it.
right here.
Nowhere else.
Yeah, I know that you just unleashed the literal devil onto planet Earth, but we gonna let you cook over here. Handle that by yourself. We don't want to be involved. Just stay over here.
No, yeah. I don't have much more to say. You said what was your favorite scene in this movie? I like look. Some of the fight scenes were fun to watch. The literal last fight scene, was boring.
He had nobody to fight. That devil.
He was
dude
trying to
went
rip,
outstabbed.
literally all it was. He was trying to just rip his horns off the entire time.
Honestly, my favorite part of the movie was Dr. Fate, like sacrificing himself. Basically, that shit was cool to me.
Oh, he did he did the be gone.
the
thought.
Doctor Strange thing. Yeah.
Have you seen that GIF? The be gone thought. He did. That.
Oh yes. Have you? How the hell? So the helmet, the Dr. Fate helmet, is basically when you touch the helmet, you are being possessed by a demon or a god or whatever it is. That's how you get your power. You're possessed by the powerful being, and it works through you. But it takes a lot of time to be able to use the helmet effectively without it driving you crazy or fucking you up. So it is weird that Hawkman was able to
Just pick
get
it
the
up.
helmet and use the helmet literally perfectly to set up that trap. That didn't make any sense, especially when they tell you in the movie, hey, don't touch that helmet. It seems like touching that helmet is fucking awesome. It
Yeah,
feels
but,
like touching
I'm
the helmet is amazing.
I'm gonna touch that.
I'm gonna touch
helmet.
the helmet.
I'm going to touch that fucking helmet.
Touching
if
the
Hawkman
helmet
can touch the
seems
helmet,
lit.
I'm touching the helmet.
Yeah. They should have let Noah Centineo touch the helmet. They could have had 87 giant Atom Smasher dudes. They would have won easily. Like that seems like a great
Adam
plan.
Smasher
to me.
didn't put up no points. I mean, he got the
None.
girl, I guess.
He was
Or
running in the
almost.
wrong direction for half the movie. That
He
was
didn't
his
put up no
character
points.
bit.
In Cyclone slow motion, we got to stop because of the reputation of DC. We have to stop putting slow mo in these films. I am
Oh,
tired of
that
it.
was the one thing I
We
was.
have to stop
Oh
doing
my
it.
god!
There's
It
so
was
much of
so much. It was half the movie. This movie
We-
would have been an hour and 45 minutes long if they took out the slow mo.
it.
And like they
Please
tried to
don't
do the
say.
whole, they tried to do the
Stop.
whole like slow motion thing to show you how fast Black Adam is, like they do with like the Flash and Quicksilver and whatever in the X-Men movies and shit like that. But then it would just like randomly speed up again at random points. Like it would start slowing down because he's like going super fast or whatever, and no one can see how fast he's moving or whatever. And then suddenly it's like for like 3 seconds, it's like moving really, really quick, and then it'll slow down again. And like just kept doing it over and over. And I was like, y'all just don't know what you're doing.
I
You're
really was
trying
getting
to
tired of
rip
that.
off other superhero movies that we've seen already and just doing it worse. Like that's all.
We understand that the Cyclone Girl moves really fast, and so you slow it down so that we can see what she's actually doing. But you didn't need to do it every time she moved. Every time.
All right. This movie's going to make $350 million.
90%, guys. It's us who was wrong. It's
Classic
us who
cinema,
was wrong.
apparently.
Yeah, it's us. We're wrong on this one, guys. You just got to eat the fact that the internet is right and we are wrong.
Also,
I'm fine
can
with
we
that.
real quick? I have to mention that DC apparently doesn't know how to make a superhero movie unless the superhero is just a complete dumbass. Like Wonder Woman, they're like, "Oh, you're from the ancient times. You don't know how things work," and that like is what drives the movie.
Yeah, I'm
They do
tired
the
of that.
same. they do the same thing with Aquaman, where it's like, oh, you
Oh,
don't
you're
know
above
how
water
things
now.
work. Yeah, you're dumb. Shazam, it's like, oh, you're literally a child. You're dumb. Like, and then this movie, it's like, oh, The Rock is from 5,000 years ago. He doesn't know how things work. He's never seen a door before.
What are doors?
Literally looking
Yeah.
at skyscrapers like, this is not my home. And I'm like, all right, guys, we understand he was buried for 5,000 years, which is weird because if we were really scared about Black Adam coming back, why did we put him in the underwater tank as soon as we had that kind of technology? That was weird. There's just so much of this stuff, this movie that doesn't make any sense when you think about it. But
And the mom
don't
is
know,
being like, 5,000-year-old like super god thing. I'm gonna just leave it in my apartment real quick. I'll be right back. I'm just going to the
I
store.
still can't believe, Teej, what a great point of like, why did we play hot potato with this crown for 12 hours?
it literally made no sense. Every time they were like, "Don't shoot the crown," I was like, "Why? We should
Why
be able to shoot
not?
the crown because the crown is indestructible. Because it's the only reason why the movie even exists. Because if the crown was destructible, we would have destroyed it right way before evil man tried to come back and put it back on his head. Like, what are we doing here? We didn't have to do that, and it kept the kid in the movie and gave the kid lines, which we didn't need because the kid was fucking the worst part of the movie. He was awful.
I don't know, man. Give the crown to the flying people with the jet and let them take it somewhere. I don't know. Just a thought.
Just a thought. Y'all seem to have a lot of technology and resources, power. Y'all might know what to do with this thing. I'm just a woman who like just works here. Like, that's all. Like why am I now in charge of things? Why am I telling Black Adam and Hawkman, hey, this is how it's gonna go, buddy? Like, no.
We should also mention that skinny version of The Rock was the most hilarious thing to ever
Oh,
exist on the movie
I
screen.
text you that. I was like, he has the same size head.
Yep.
He looked ridiculous.
Like he's not even that skinny. They didn't even skinny him down to my size, like just needle arms or whatever. But it's just like they skinnied him down to like a normal bodybuilder's size, and
Yes.
he still looked crazy
With a giant head, yeah. And also that's what's kind of fell
He
flat.
had
'cause
this
at the beginning
Barry
of the
Bonds
movie-
head
yeah,
on this
when-
soccer player's body.
At the beginning of the movie, when they're like the kid is first talking to his dad or whatever, I was like, huh, do they just have The Rock also play the dad voice? And then you get to the end and it's
Wait,
like, oh,
you
The Rock
picked
is
that
the
up?
dad.
I
Yeah,
didn't
because it
pick that up.
sounded just like The Rock.
I didn't even pick that
I
up.
didn't even hear
It
it.
sounded exactly like The Rock. I was like, oh, did they just have The Rock also play the dad?
Oh, that's
weird.
hilarious.
And then you get to the end of the movie and it's like, oh, The Rock was the dad. Huh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, the bait and
That's
switch
even
of that is
funnier.
also stupid. We didn't talk about that. It's like my son gave me his powers and then was just sniped,
It's stupid as hell.
and you wouldn't give him back the powers to heal him.
That's what I was confused about. Like, okay, just get the powers back to him, bro. But The Rock was just like, no, fuck that. He got to get his out the mud. I got the powers.
He's gonna have to survive this one. Tough shit.
There's like 3 or 4 times in the movie where they have to stop it for like 5 minutes to just narrate some exposition to you, like via flashback, and it's so weird. I ain't like this movie, man.
I
Whatever.
hope this isn't problematic. But we're dealing with a single mother. The dad's not in the picture. The Rock at one point thinks that her brother is the dad of the kid, and they have a funny ha ha ha. No, that's just my brother. This single lady never once wanted to try to fuck The Rock ever, not one time. He came out, he saved her life off GP. She never wanted to fuck The Rock. He looks like The Rock. I was as soon as I saw the lady and he saved the lady, I was like, oh, she's gonna try to fuck The Rock. I understand where this is gonna go. Nothing, nothing.
Nope.
The Rock is
None of
completely
that.
asexual in this film.
I was gonna say,
Nothing.
Black Adam is beyond sexuality, beyond his comprehension at this point.
This man hasn't gotten laid in 5,000 years. Wasn't horny at all. We could all
Not even a
aspire, I
little
guess.
bit.
Maybe
Oh,
you
fine,
would
I
be.
Listen,
I
not saving
definitely
anybody's-
would be.
I'm not saving anybody. I got some errands to run first, man. I'm sorry. I don't know you. I got some people to call. I know everybody
Hey,
that I've
look-
ever known is dead, but they got new people to populate the earth with, and these new women 5,000 years later got some ass to them that I didn't see back in my day. I'm gonna have to go find them. That's all I'm saying.
And even as the mom, it's like, bro, I just got the Rock out of this 5,000-year-old tomb. First of all, he looks like the Rock. Second, I just saw him like catch a missile with his bare hands. Like, yeah, I'm trying to smash, bro. I'm sorry. Like forgive me.
He's literally a god. How can you not want to at least sample the god sex? How could you not?
There's a statue of you outside right now, bro. And I've been looking at my entire fucking
It
life.
sounds like y'all want to give Black Adam as the Rock, the Gluck 9000. What are we talking about?
Hey, bro,
I don't like men, but
What are we
if
talking
I am
about?
attracted to men.
I literally wrote that in my review. I was like, every single part of every Rock movie, there's a part of your brain that just goes, yeah, I'd fuck the Rock. And that's like part of the whole experience of watching a Rock movie every single time.
Oh, Jesus.
There's just
Christ, we're
something
off
about it where you're like, yeah.
Speaking of the Rock, let's talk about his best movies. That's been our long-winded Black Adam review. Thank God we got Teach to watch this. This is hilarious content to me. I wish we could have got you to watch Morbius.
I didn't even watch Morbius,
Well,
honestly.
none of us did because Teach refused.
I'm so glad that we did not fucking watch that.
I'm glad you saved us on that one because I would have gone to see it, and then Teach was like, "We are not reviewing that shit," and I was like, "Well, never mind."
Okay, so who's in a better spot? You would probably say Sony with the Sony Marvel because they have Spider-Man, but everything outside of the Sony Marvel is ass. So who's in a better spot? Sony Marvel or DC?
DC. I don't want to see none of that Sony shit.
They have
only
the best
Spider-Man film.
characters. Like, you can apparently people fucking love Henry Cavill Superman. I don't get it, but everyone is into it except me and Teach apparently. So
I
like,
don't get it.
you can just go do that shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be like, oh, it's Madam Web. That's someone you care about. Like, you can just be like, it's Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman. Like,
I might load up Man of Steel tonight. I must have missed something. I feel like I saw the movie and I was like, oh, it's a super. But people fucking love Man of Steel.
Did you miss all the Christ imagery?
Am I missing something about maybe Hussein just really loves God and that's why he liked this movie so much? I don't understand.
Very religious movie. I'm not even kidding. Go back and watch it. It's full of like Superman is Jesus.
It's because I don't support white Jesus. That's probably my issue with the movie. I probably didn't connect with it on that way.
Fair.
Well, yeah, it's DC because fucking Sony is like, hey, you've heard of Morbius, right? And everyone was like, no, I haven't.
In fact,
thank God y'all have never made me watch one of those Venom films because I've never seen them and I never want to see even a second of those Venom films.
First one is what it is. I haven't seen the second one. I've heard it's ass. So
it is ass. Yeah.
Anyway,
The Rock.
Let's talk about our favorite Rock films. Dwayne Johnson, as he's known to the layman, has now starred in. It says on IMDb he has 97 credits. Now, this is like also going to incorporate like 18 seasons of WWE. So that counts as like a credit.
Yeah, and a bunch of like those WWE DVDs and shit like that.
Yeah, Did you know that he was an executive producer of Shazam?
What? The new one or the old one?
The old one, which makes it super weird because Black Adam is a Shazam villain, and we have not had those two come into contact yet.
Like I said, he's been lying that he's been trying to do this for 15 years. He's just like, like I like this movie. I'm gonna put money into it. Now put me in this movie. Right?
Yeah, he's apparently executive producer on Shazam.
He didn't know shit about Black Adam.
I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that Dwayne Johnson was not sitting around reading Black Adam comics. Like, there's something here, guys.
You mean to tell me when he was making The Mummy Returns, he was like, Black Adam. That's it.
He's also in DC League of Super Pets, so he's a producer on that film as well. So DC's got their hooks into The Rock, guys.
he being balls deep, I'm not going to question his life decisions, but he being balls deep in DC and then Under Armour instead of like Nike or Adidas is like
Oh,
the weirdest
buddy.
career choices.
And he's not in Fast and
Why are
Furious
we
anymore.
saddling ourselves with the third best things?
It is a net loss for all of us that he was doing Fast and the Furious movies, and because Vin Diesel is a raging asshole, now he's dedicating that time instead to DC films. That is a loss. That is a net
Yeah,
loss across the board.
we all lost on that. They
We lost.
defund Vin Diesel. They should have been like,
That's
Toretto,
his
you're
fucking
dead.
fault.
About
You're
again,
dead.
we've done this for like 12 episodes. Like we can get rid of Vin in the movies. Bring
Fuck
the
you,
Rock
Vin
back.
Diesel. We hate you. But Fast
It's
5 is
like,
fucking awesome, and that's my favorite Rock movie to bring it back.
Okay,
That
so
movie is fucking awesome.
so we're not gonna do like a Hall of Fame, but it kind of de facto Hall of Fame for The Rock. But Fast 5 is legitimately, Dex, I know you haven't seen it, but Tej and I have talked about it. Legitimately one of the best action films of the 2010s.
It is awesome. It is so much fun.
It's unbelievable. It's like The Rock and Vin Diesel, speaking of, just flying through walls, hitting each other. Like The Rock is like 18 feet taller than Vin Diesel, and
he
they're
looks
like
so huge in the film. He looks
Yeah.
so big. It's like, goddamn.
it's unbelievable. That movie is incredible. They're like chasing each other through roofs and stuff. It's like it's unreal.
Phenomenal cinema.
I can't believe that they
They've
you know what
ruined
is
it.
funny to me? What is funny to me is that he was like, The Rock, you need to come back and fulfill, and he's just like, no.
Yeah, like, how can you force me to do something? I have more money than you, Vin Diesel. I know you have a lot of money. I have more money than you. There's no way you can make me do something and work with your horrible, horrible ass for longer, knowing that I'm better than you in these films, and everybody knows that I'm
Look,
better than you in these
The
films.
WWE did like a 25-year anniversary like special show for The Rock, and he didn't come. Like The Rock, like, he didn't go. Like, he didn't acknowledge it. He was just like, "Hey, good job, guys.
Had
Thanks."
something else that night, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, can't.
Hope you
can't be
enjoyed
there.
your little anniversary.
Yeah. Like he just didn't go. So you're not
that's
gonna
nuts.
strong arm The Rock into doing some shit he doesn't want to do. He's The Rock. Like,
The first time I realized that The Rock was actually a movie star, not just a wrestler who was playing in movies, was when I saw The Rundown. And The Rundown is fucking awesome. And I was like, wow, this guy's really good. And then right after that is Walking Tall. And both those movies are fucking amazing.
Incredible cinema. Walking Tall, he's like, I don't need a gun. I'm just gonna use a 2x4.
He just beating the shit out of people with a 2x4. It is incredible cinema. And then I said, oh shit, this guy is actually a movie star. Like, he's not just a wrestler. This guy's a movie star. That's when I first saw it, because he was in the Mummy movies and the Scorpion King, and those shits are ass. So nobody cares about
Oh,
those.
brother.
They're ass.
I love the Scorpion King. I'm not even gonna hold you.
you what?
I love
Why?
the Scorpion King. I have a special place in my heart for that movie. It is bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's incredibly bad. But I think the first time that I realized, I was probably like 7 when this movie came out. First time I realized I loved women was when the sorceress came out of the bath in that movie, and it stuck with me ever since.
You're like, oh, this women thing.
Yeah,
Jumping on that
I'm
bandwagon. I like
into
this.
I'm into it. Kelly Hugh, shout out, Jesus. Woo. But,
Yeah, it's very lame and corny, but I honestly I could still watch The Game Plan today. I love that fucking movie when I
no
was a kid.
way.
Oh my
That
god.
movie is adorable. Madison Pettis was incredible. She has grown into a very, very attractive woman. But she was an adorable child when that movie came out, and I fucking love it. The Rock was playing basically Tom Brady before Tom Brady's life fell apart right now. We got to find Tom Brady, like some kid who's not his own, that can stay with him right now.
Back when he could double as an actual quarterback and not a defensive line, not Aaron Donald.
Yeah. I love how he started out like he literally was a defensive lineman. He slimmed down to quarterback, and now he's like gotten back up to like giant defensive lineman size.
That's what I was gonna say about this, is that I I love that they had to make a costume to fit the Rock's traps. If you go and watch the movie, his costume cuts off right here.
Oh yeah,
It cuts off midway up his shoulders.
Yeah, they were like, "No, those aren't gonna fit, buddy. You get tone that down."
I would be
Glorified
remiss to-
cameo, but the other guys,
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Obviously not in it for very long, but that shit was fucking phenomenal.
Aim
he
for
was
the
perfect
bushes,
for that
the
role.
funniest thing. And them cutting to, I don't even know what they were trying. There was no bushes within like 20
Yeah,
feet
like,
of that.
what were they even trying to do?
That
The Rock
is-
was fully in on the bit. Like he fully got the mystique of the Rock for that cameo, and he fucking nailed it. So
The outtakes of that movie are hilarious, by the way. I need to watch The Other Guys again. I think it's the most underrated comedy of the 2010s. But
There's some belly aching laughs in that film, like some shit that it's like, oh my god, this is so genius. I love The Other Guys, but
Samuel L. Jackson going, "Hey, you shut your face! When I hear you talk, I'll stick my arm up your ass and work your mouth like a puppet." Unbelievable.
the Rock should have been in the MCU, so we could get more of the Rock and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
Facts.
Oh,
Moana
man.
is the best The Rock movie. I mean, it's animated, obviously, but
Yeah.
it is a perfect film. It is cute, it is adorable. The song slap. The Rock is singing. It is just a well-told story. It is beautiful, and Moana
welcome.
is amazing. You're welcome.
You're
is amazing.
welcome is a song that I will just play at my house.
Yeah,
He really is that
really
guy
good.
when he did that.
Also, just a big dumb action movie that's not actually good, and that I've actually only seen the
Skyscraper?
one time. Skyscraper.
Hell
Ooh,
yeah.
buddy.
I've
Just
still never seen it. I couldn't bring.
I
myself
just
to
love
watch it.
him just fully leaning into this.
I'm gonna
I'm a
fight a
big-
building.
I'm a
He's
big
literally
ass
fighting a
movie
building.
star. I can just do whatever the fuck I want. People will come see it because I'm The Rock. So I'm gonna make a big dumb action movie where I fight a goddamn skyscraper.
And you know what? I'm gonna do it on one leg. In
Yeah,
that
I need a
movie,
prosthetic
he has a
leg.
prosthetic leg.
have to have it. Can't do it without it.
These movies are better than they should be. The Jumanji movies are just like him and Kevin Hart just have like
Right?
a chemistry. Those movies are way funnier than they have any right to be, especially the first one, which I think is a riot. And I also like Hobbs and Shaw just because he's just amazing, man. I'm sorry, it just works for me. The movie just works for me.
Him literally holding onto a helicopter with a chain is the funniest thing I've ever seen in a movie. He tethers a helicopter to a regular tow truck with his bicep.
What a
And
fucking
I
incredible
am
role.
willing to allow it. I'm willing to allow a lot for The Rock. You know, with just a normal, regular movie star who I have no affinity to, this movie would have like Shazam, or not Shazam, Black Adam would have been a D. Like, but
Yeah.
The Rock moved it on up there to a C minus.
Is his best like role per se? I mean, it might be Moana. Is it Ballers?
I think
still
that's
haven't
the
seen
most
Ballers.
that's the most The Rock, like as the wrestler, as the personality that I think it gets in terms of Ballers. Like it's just like he literally is just wearing suits, being extremely attractive and being himself, and it just works. The show's not even that great, but it's like the character, he's just so
It was
good.
so
at
fun.
playing
It
that
was so
character.
fun for 3 seasons. Like
Yeah, it was a while where it's like, I'll just keep watching this. Like, it's just fun watching him live this Playboy lifestyle. It was just fun.
it was
be addicted to
basically
painkillers.
yeah, that it gave the character a little bit more depth than I guess we're used to seeing with these Rock characters. Washed out football player, and he's kind of having to navigate these things. It hit the same sort of notes that, for me at least, that what's the Mark Wahlberg produced show?
Don't say pain and gain. Oh wait, you're talking about show.
Yeah, what he also produced. Mark Wahlberg also produced this show,
Did he produce Entourage?
Entourage. Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
it the same. Like I know people take or leave that show, but like for me in my house, Entourage, I watched all of it. So I mean, yeah, I was a white guy in college. You got to watch all of Entourage, but
Central
But-
Intelligence, it was cool. Shout out to Derpy 501st in the chat.
Fat Rock.
Yeah, I mean, it was all right.
I
Like,
forgot that he's in Free Guy. I forgot that
Oh
Wait, he's
yeah,
in Free
briefly.
Guy?
briefly. Yeah, he's just cameo.
The funniest bit about Central Intelligence is they the Rock baiting Kevin Hart into doing a bat flip, and he can't do it, and he lands straight on his back. I don't know why. I still remember that. He just like lands straight down. Anyway, so yeah, those are some of our favorite the Rock film. Okay. How do we feel about the Hercules movie?
No,
Never saw it.
No,
It's
you
not
don't
good.
like it?
no.
Oh man.
I remember hating it. I only watched it once.
You remember how-
I remember hating it.
This is us slobbering over the Rock's physique hour.
Yep.
You remember how big he was in that movie?
He was fucking huge.
And how like that was the story. And that's where I think the whole like brand of him, because he was always big and in shape, but like the brand of him being this sort of fitness guy even more started.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
it was
because
like,
I mean, in the WWE, he was never that guy who was like big, strong guy. You know, he was just the cool one. And then when he became a movie star is when he became big, strong man.
oh yeah, it was The Rock is eating 13 eggs for breakfast. And I wish that was a joke, but I think it's kind of accurate.
Yeah, it is. Like, and his cheat day meals like became a thing like around that Hercules.
Speaking of
time.
generational lying, he ain't into that. He hasn't eaten a bit of that. He'd be like, "Oh, these blueberry peanut butter waffles are the best cheat meal. I ate 18 of them." Shut up! Shut up! Be a real human and be like, "Nah, I got drunk and I ate McDonald's at 3 a.m. That's a cheat meal." Also, he's never.
Yeah,
I ate 12 peanut butter cookies. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. He hasn't ever videoed himself once eating any of it. Sorry, I'm very passionate about this.
Respect the brand.
Y'all are. We'll wrap this up. Y'all are Rock WWE fans. That was never my bag. Like I just never watched. I respect
that was
it.
my heyday.
What
That was my
is the
shit, man.
best? What is the best memory you have of the Rock in the WWE? Is it the Stone Cold bouts or is it
It's
what
the
is
Stone Cold. It's the and the way that
when he
when
sells
he's
stunners.
when the way that he sells the stunner is the single greatest piece of acting to ever exist in any form. It is incredible to watch him sell the stunner. His legs are going all over the place. It is just so much fun. And when he started, he used to do the people's elbow, but when he started really doing the whole routine of the people's elbow, where it takes about 37 minutes to complete the move, there was nothing cooler than that in the whole world.
Nothing
When
cooler.
when he stands above you and he does the first little kick, he's like this little, you're on the ground, he does the first little kick and he looks at the crowd. There's nothing cooler than that. As a kid, when that happened, it was like I'm watching my team win the Super Bowl. It was like, yes, it's happening. It was just the coolest. He was the coolest person in the world, man.
And it's crazy because going back and watching it now, you're like, that's like not that like impressive or cool
Yes,
of an
this is so
elbow
stupid.
drop. Like, but it's like all the build up to it, like just made it feel like it was the biggest move in the world, literally the most electrifying move in sports entertainment. But you look at it now and it's like that wouldn't even like hurt. You know what I'm saying?
At all. And
This is a
actually,
weak
you have
ass
plenty of
elbow
time to
drop,
roll
like-
out of the way. Like you have about 30 minutes to avoid this move.
It
But
literally
never
was
did.
like a weak ass like elbow
I-
drop, but he made it look so fucking cool.
See, because I didn't watch a lot of WWE when I was a kid, but I have been drunk and wanted to go back and relive the nostalgia that all y'all talk about. And so there are YouTube compilations,
Yep.
and it's incredible to watch because he'll just sit there, and I was doing the bit while y'all are talking, where he'll just flop a little, and like get it warmed up, and then just stare out into the crowd, and all of these drunk rednecks are going nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's just like, and it's just
it's happening. He's about to do
and
it.
it's just
Oh Lord, he's about to do it.
it's like he winds it up and just bah. But also him breaking out of the pin is the funniest thing to me too, because it's equal to the sell on the stunner, because him getting out of the pins is like him doing the worm or something. He just like puts his whole body into it more than any other of those compilations that I've ever watched. So I have gone back and can't appreciate the hype that he sold.
Also, he was the greatest wrestler on the mic of all time. There's no one better ever. There never will be anyone better. Like
Facts.
every single catchphrase that he had was incredible. Like the finally The
Yes.
Rock has come back to Monday Night Raw. Like it's incredible. Like or like for the millions and millions of the Rock's fans, like the eyebrow, it doesn't matter what your name is.
Every
Shut your
nickname he
mouth,
had
know
worked.
your role. Like
The
it's
Brahma
all
Bull
perfect.
era was good. Like he could not miss. He was whatever he did, whatever he tried, it just worked. It all worked. He never had to try stuff and be like, "Oh, that doesn't really work." It all worked.
It
He
all
had
worked.
everybody eating out of the palm of his hand. He was just the coolest person.
I believe Cam had a bit on our podcast about the Fighting with My Family movie. We got to get him back on, but
Objectively good movie, by the way.
Yeah,
Florence
it
Pugh,
is actually
support
really
her.
good. One of his best movies too. But he had a bit basically like, do y'all believe the lies that The Rock is selling?
Yeah,
And he
the
was like,
$7 story.
yeah, the seven. We were like, yeah, I kind of believe. And he's like, dude, he was like a 6'5", some handsome Samoan. He was never going to
Third
not
generation
be famous.
WWE
Facts.
superstar.
Facts.
And he has been blessed in his life, and I will say that. But it is go back and listen to our Fighting with Our Family episode. It's a really funny bit that he's like, he's never not going to be famous. So
Yeah, there's no way fucking 6'5" The Rock is like checking you in at a hotel. Like, nah, like this
No.
is a famous person forever.
Yep.
Also, I gotta say, I have spent pretty much my entire life wanting to get to the point where I have like the muscle right here in the chest and like the arm definition that I can get like that Rock like Samoan tattoo with the sleeve, like chest combo. That shit is so fire. Like I'm not built for it right now, but one day I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna get that tattoo.
That has been copied by many of people who aren't built for it.
Yeah.
Tell you what,
A lot of people
go to
have made.
Daytona Beach right now. You will see that tattoo.
But I gotta be built. I gotta be built for it if I'm gonna do it because that looks like a lot of pain to go through. Honestly,
Just get halfway, be like, "No, I'm good." So you got like half the tribal tattoo. All right. So that has been a One Take podcast. Real quick, what are we watching? Y'all finished House of the Dragon, How to Train Your Dragon,
Elite Cinema Hours,
Dragon
House.
Tales.
Yeah.
It's very fire. I can't wait for season 2, which is like
Same.
exactly what you're supposed to say after a season 1 ends. So
The White Lotus is coming back next week, and I'm excited about that.
I need to peep. I didn't see season 1. Apparently, it's
man,
the greatest show of all time.
I really
according
enjoy
to the
it.
Emmys.
I'm not going to go that far, but I really enjoyed the first season. So I don't know if they can do it again. It seems like it's something that maybe they're going to struggle to be able to pull it off again. But man, I really enjoyed the first season, so I'm definitely going to give the second season a watch. I finally finished Industry. People were right. Second season was even better. Shit was great. Now I'm about to tap into Andor and the Rings of Power, which I haven't started yet because I've been on Hot D watch. So I'm going to tap into Andor. I'm hearing great things about Andor.
I'm a couple episodes into Andor. It's
like
definitely it's definitely different than what they've been putting out. They have a clear vision. I think they really understand this version of Star Wars, the one that they kind of established in Rogue One.
Got it.
And I love that. It's great sci-fi. I really appreciate it.
I'm be honest. I thought there was no fucking way that Andor was going to be good because
either.
It's a prequel to a unnecessary prequel movie. Like Rogue One is good, but like
Rogue One is not just good.
We know what happened. Yeah, we know what happens.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't feel like there's any way they're gonna make a prequel to the prequel like be good, but apparently they have. So I gotta tap in.
I think this was the writer director of a couple of the Jason Bourne movies, which are incredible. So
man, those movies are so good.
Yeah, and he has a really great vision of what this is, and so I really enjoy it. I'm only like 2 episodes in, but I really got to get back into that. But it's a great start. And Diego Luna is fantastic. But yeah, he is him. Finish She-Hulk.
Same.
Okay. Okay.
I love She-Hulk. I'm not gonna
I
lie
loved
to
it.
you.
The way they did the
I
finale was so dope to me. I love that shit.
riveted. I love that show, and I hope they do a second season. It sounds like
I
they probably
thought the
not,
ending.
but
I thought them doing the meta thing at the ending with the Kev bot is the funniest thing and people hated that. I thought it was funny. I thought it was so funny.
That
people
shit was
don't
phenomenal.
people don't like it being cooked. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They're called out on their insecurities.
They got called. Marvel looked them in the eye and was like, "We know, we read your tweets," and they were like, "How dare you? Who do you think
That's
you are?
sacred. That's for me.
How dare you? I've been talking about your CGI for 3 years, and now you're going to tell me in a TV show that the CGI is bad, and you know this? How dare you?" But I loved it. I thought it was great. I love Tatiana Maslany, I think is how you say her name. I need to see her in more things. She's great. And I love what they did with the Daredevil character in that one too. So I hope they keep it going. I started The Peripheral on Prime Video. I had screeners for it. I meant to watch it all before it came out, but didn't finish it because I don't have time to watch a whole lot of TV. It's been pretty solid so far. It's interesting. Chloe Grace Moretz is fine. She's a poor man's Florence Pugh, but the show itself is pretty. Yeah, the show itself is pretty good. I've been watching Reboot on Hulu, which is it's a comedy about like a old sitcom that gets rebooted, and it's like all the hijinks and drama behind the scenes. It's really funny. I'm a couple episodes behind, but I recommend it for sure. Reboot on Hulu.
I'm gonna finally watch Dark. That's a couple years ago, but people just love it.
The best thing Netflix has ever done.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the people who worked on that are putting out a new.
Yeah, they're putting out a new show.
1899 or something like that.
Yep, 1899.
It made people start talking about Dark again, and I literally have not found a person to say something bad about Dark. They're all like, "No, it is phenomenal." And so I'm finally gonna watch Dark. I can't believe that I've waited this long.
Your subtitles, gang. So just watch it in German. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's even better.
Don't watch the dub version. It doesn't quite. It makes it feel weird. But just read the subtitles. Watch the dub version, or not. Sorry, watch the subtitled version in German. It is the best thing that Netflix has ever done.
I can't wait to watch it, man.
And also, I'm a few episodes behind now, but The Patient on Hulu has been really good from what I've seen.
Yeah, I'm like 5 episodes. We're 5 episodes into that. You watched Ticket to Paradise, which is going to be our next review on. I'm kidding. I don't think we'll review it, but
we don't need to.
I want to see a rom-com.
What is our
perfectly pleasant little movie?
What is our next review? We may do Hot D, but
fuck yes.
Wait, when does Wakanda Forever come out?
November something.
November 14th is the weekend of the 14th, so we got a couple weeks.
Oh, okay, so we got a couple weeks.
I got Banshees of Inisherin.
Inisherin.
I got that coming up.
Big Oscars season.
Yeah, and Tar, I've already seen. It's my top Oscar movie so far this year. It's very early in Oscar season, but if y'all want to review that, I am down because I fucking love that movie.
When does it come out? When can I go see it?
You could have saw it like 3 weeks ago because you live in LA, but it comes out everywhere later this week.
Somebody send your boy a screener because that ain't coming to Waco, Texas. I guarantee it. Oh, actually, it is. Look at that.
Let's do Tar next. I'm very excited for this.
Well, hopefully it stays in theaters. Hold on, let me see. Ooh, I might. Yeah, I'll be able to sneak it in. We'll be able to sneak in Tar.
I love Tar. I can't wait to see.
I'm gonna try to get in there this weekend. I'll try to get in
Boyden's definitely going to say that movie is too long, but
hell yeah, yes I will. Hey, send me the Adderall script, and I'll be in there being like, that movie was the best thing. It could have been 18 hours. All right.
Big Oscar season, baby. We out here.
Oscar season.
Oh, real cinema hours are back. That is such a blessing.
We're not gonna watch. Sorry, guys, we're not gonna watch the Till movie. It has 99% on all the.
Good luck in all your endeavors for the Till family and the Till movie. I will not be going anywhere near it, but 99%. I don't know if that's fueled by white guilt or actually they made some real cinema, but I will never know.
Yeah,
audiences and critics.
No, I cannot do it. Sorry.
I
not
really don't think I could sit through it.
not built for it, buddy. My bad.
I was
That's
shocked
on
when I
me.
saw that 99% for both Oscars or not Oscars for critics and audiences alike for that Till movie coming out very soon. So hopefully we'll be reviewing Tar next week. So that it is. There it is. That was very weird. Hopefully we'll be reviewing Tar next week. And she's like number one for the Oscar, right? Going off on like Gold Derby right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's the favorite for Best Actress, and what's her name from Fablemans is like in the mix for sure. Michelle Yeoh, our girl, still in the mix,
Let's
baby.
go. Let's
Everything
go.
everywhere all at once.
We need to
is-
hammer that agenda.
Everything
Let's
everywhere
go.
all at once is sneaky, like
Queen.
in the Best Picture race still.
Hanging around
Because-
A24 spinning them bucks.
Apparently that cast is just going everywhere together. Like they're doing the Coda thing like from last year where they're just at every
They're not even at these they're not even at these film festivals with their movie. They're just there.
they're just there vibing, hanging out, having a good time, and everyone's like, yeah, I love everything everywhere all at once. These people are amazing. And apparently it's working. So they're still in the mix.
All right. So this has been a One Take Podcast. You can find us at One Take Podcast online, One Take Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and the like. Go follow us. You can follow us at Apollo HOU. Big Houston baseball hours, folks.
Oh,
Yankees are done in these streets.
In the
God.
dirt.
They might fold the franchise, Tej.
Baseball season is over, guys. I don't know if you guys know that, but
I mean,
baseball
it's
season is
objective.
It is for y'all.
Yeah.
over. Baseball season is over. We're on to football and basketball season. Thank
You
you.
don't even care about
Channing.
football.
Riding through the streets of New York, chanting, "We want Houston," just to get swept is
Unbelievable.
That's
Have some
nasty
shame.
business.
Oof.
Have some tact.
Oof.
Nasty stuff, man.
Oh man. So you can follow us at Apollo HO. You can follow us at Watch with Apollo as well. But yeah, One Take Pod. Go leave us a review and subscribe to our YouTube, One Take Pod on YouTube as well. Dex,
Yeah, thanks for
Tej, where
y'all
can they?
hanging out with us in the chat on the live stream. Appreciate it.
Yeah, there was a few of us. That means that we are actually getting more people because the Astros are winning. That is crazy. Anyway,
Didn't one of the Rascals players shout out Apollo HOU on their Twitter account or something like that?
Alex
I saw that.
Bregman.
Yeah, I saw
shout
that.
out.
The movement is growing, and also, go Rockets! First win of the season tonight. Go Rockets!
We out here, baby. H Town.
Yeah. You can also follow TJ at Slander You and the Underhooks podcast. You can find all of Dex's articles at Lord Dex Hinton on his Twitter. He is writing for Screen Rant
Constantly.
constantly, getting that money, and Apollo HOU. So go find his reviews there as well under the pop culture tab. So, Tej, real quick, you want a quick tease for Slander You and you're answering for your lies about Texas?
We are recording Slander You tomorrow. Texas did lose this weekend, so
Mm.
lies have been told and lies will have to be unveiled. But there are more lies in the future. If you like college football, join us at Slander You. We had Texas and Texas A&M go outside this weekend, so this episode is going to be phenomenal content. So check us out over there.
Sad. Hate to see that. Anyway,
Nasty.
thank you so much for liking, downloading, and subscribing and rating us 5 stars. Dex, what are we doing?
Hashtag support Florence Pugh, baby.